You want to create AI characters, but every time you generate a new image, they look like a completely different person. You've probably seen those beautiful demos on social media where the same character appears in dozens of different scenes and always looks exactly the same. But then you try to do it yourself and suddenly your character has completely different eyes in every single image. The hair color is constantly changing and shifting, and you're burning through valuable credits just trying to get two images that actually match up. Here's the problem. It's not that the AI tools themselves are actually broken. The real issue is that most of the tutorials out there will tell you exactly which buttons you need to press, but they never truly explain how consistency is genuinely achieved. I've spent months testing every method to create consistent characters. And what I've discovered has completely changed how I approach this. Because consistency doesn't come from the AI model, it comes from you. It really comes down to how you prepare your reference materials before you even open a single tool. In this video, I'm going to show you a system that functions with any tool, whether it's Midjourney, Flux, Nano Banana, or whatever new thing emerges next year. By the end of this, you will possess what I refer to as a portable character identity. 3 distinct artifacts that you can carry into any platform and consistently achieve identical results every single time. Let me show you how this works. Before we dive into image generation, you need to grasp a fundamental concept of how AI truly works. AI doesn't understand people. It doesn't know what a face is. She doesn't recognize that this person has green eyes or that she always wears her hair in a certain way. All AI sees are patterns. Your responsibility is to make these patterns as stable and clear as possible. Not the job of the AI. It's your job. Here's the one insight that changed everything for me. Consistency doesn't come from the model itself. Consistency comes from your references. If you only remember one thing from this video, make it this, because once you've truly grasped that, you'll be far ahead of everyone else who just presses buttons and hopes for the best. The AI will always try to fill in the gaps. If you don't tell it exactly what your character looks like, it will invent details, and it will invent different details every single time. So we're going to build a system that leaves no gaps. Let me show you exactly how. Every consistent character needs 3 things, not 3 tools, 3 artifacts. These are the building blocks that make consistency possible, and you can take them with you to any platform. Let me give you a quick overview. Artifact number 1, this is the foundation image. The foundation image reveals to us who this individual truly is when absolutely nothing at all is happening. No drama, no action, no particularly interesting pose. Just her looking directly into the camera under neutral lighting conditions. Envision it, much like a passport photo for your specific character. Artifact number 2, this is the multi-angle library. The multi-angle library shows your character from various perspectives, from the front, the left side, and the right side, because AI can only perceive what you present to it. If you only provide frontal photos, it won't know what your character's profile looks like. Artifact 3. The visual invariants. Visual invariants are a written document, the things about your character that must never change. Face shape, eye color, hair texture, written down so you don't forget, and the AI can't make them up. If you have these 3 artifacts, you are tool independent. Your character is not tied to a single platform. Your artifacts are bound to you, not to software. Now I will show you how you can create each and every one of them. Let's begin by creating your very first artifact, which is called the foundation image. I'm going to show you a concrete workflow right now using actual tools. But always remember this, the specific tools themselves are interchangeable. The underlying principle, however, remains constant. For the foundation image, I'm using Freepik, specifically with the Seedream model. And why is that? Because it currently produces incredibly realistic faces. In 6 months, there might be something better available, then you'll take that. Option A. Using your own photo. If you're building a personal brand or using your own appearance, here's how you can achieve the best results. Find a window with natural light. Position yourself so the light comes from directly in front of you, not from the side. Hold your camera at eye level, keep your head straight, and use a neutral expression or a slight smile, whatever feels most authentic and natural to you. Please take at least 10 photographs and then select the very best one. One crucial thing to keep in mind, if you have long hair, please show it. If you consistently wear your eyeglasses, then make sure to wear them. And if you happen to have a beard, then proudly display it. The AI will only ever know what you choose to show it. Option B, an AI-generated character. Okay, I'm going to show you now how I create a foundation image. I'm currently on Freepik, but you can also use any other tool such as from Google, Nano Banana.
or Higgs field. I'm choosing Freepik for this demonstration because I have several models available. Exactly, it would be the same with Higgs field. Whenever you watch this, you might have other models to choose from. It's not about the specific model itself, but simply about how the technique works. Therefore, the model should be irrelevant to us. It will naturally get better over the course of time and in the next weeks and months. So then we are creating an image. Today, I'd like to create Theo. He's a boy from one of my own stories. For that, I'll need foundation image of him to begin with, and Theo is described in the following manner. I'm writing this here as a prompt. Professional portrait of a 19-year-old young man, athletic build, friendly, open face, short brown hair, warm brown eyes, casual modern style, natural light, neutral expression, looking into the camera, simple background. The last three things are important if I want to use that as a foundation image. Then I also need a picture where he's looking into the camera. Note what's not in this prompt. No cinematic lighting, no dramatic shadows, no specific emotion. We're describing the person, not the effect. Okay, I can select the models here. In the free version, I only have auto, but I think we'll still get a pretty good image. So let's just generate it now. There.
And so here we have our Theo. This is he.
And we'll carry on with that. Let's move on. So we've got our Theo now. He's looking quite presentable. We can make this larger now. That already looks quite good. It certainly doesn't hurt to get a bit closer. It actually fits well, but you can definitely refine him further, and you do that here with upscale. And you can already see that we can only do this if we have the premium plan. So whoever has it can pixelate it even better here. You can see it here. Then you would achieve a much better quality result. As I mentioned, I find this picture quite acceptable. We can certainly continue working with this one. It's crucial that we save this particular image now. We want to have everything properly organized later and easily located again. That's why I'm going to create a nice new folder. I'll call him Theo, and in that folder I'm going to immediately maintain our system by creating 3 additional folders, specifically one folder for foundation,
A folder for our angle library.
and then I'll create another folder for our photos, which I'll name shots. You can call it something else, of course, but that's just my personal hierarchy. And I'm going to place this folder now under foundations, meaning we'll save it there. So I have it here in downloads, and I'll just move it directly into my foundations so it's in the right spot. A quick word about tidy downloads.
You will find in my bio or as a direct link on my website an application that I personally developed as a helper app. Let me just quickly show it to you.
This is my character dashboard. I'll click on it, and all it does is create the very same folders that I just showed you, which means if I click here and then choose new character, and then I click on Theo. Just a moment, I'll show you that side by side. I'll just go ahead and do this, that. I'm bringing up the files, so I have my characters right here, which you can clearly see in my dashboard. And now I'm saying I want to create Theo. Then he already sets all this up for me here. Folder Theo with angels, foundations, and shots. And I can do that again exactly as I did before.
I'm downloading Theo for us.
And I will go back to this particular point right here. Select Theo for me, open the foundation folder and drag this image in here. One more refresh and then you'll see I have Theo in my dashboard. That's really cool because then I can jump to my folders from here anytime I want. So I can go to the foundation folder, I can go to my angle library, I can go to my shots, and everything is nicely organized. All right, so let's continue with this right now. Now we're going to create your second artifact, the multi-angle library.
The goal here is to show the very same character from different perspectives. Not different situations, not different actions, just different camera angles.
So now we need our pictures from all the different perspectives. For that, I'll just head over to Higgs field. This is quite similar to Freepik. I can create images here with multiple models, and I'll show you how to do that now using image, create image. Each image should show the same person in the same light with the same style, only the angle changes. As a minimum, you'll want 3 angles, frontal, which your foundation image already covers, then the left side and the right side. To add more depth, you can include a 3/4 view from the front, a rear view looking over the shoulder, a top-down view, and a worm's eye view from below. So, let's now load the image we already have. We'll just drag it in here as a reference image. Ik ga je achter hier een associate ein. So, and then we're going to write same character, left profile view. You can certainly write in German as well. Many people do this in English because the AIs are generally better at speaking English. For instance, I have the option here to choose Flux 2, or Nano Banana is also quite good. You can simply give them a try. Those who don't have the premium version actually have even more possibilities. And then we'll take a look at it from the left side. So then we'll do the whole thing from the right side as well.
Well, that's also more on the right side, so I'm not really sure. That was just the wrong way around before. The AI isn't always that super smart, you know. So let's check again if we can get an image from the left now. All right, now you can, of course, also try out a different model and see how that might look here with Nano Banana.
I've completely run out of credits. Well, I'm afraid I'll have to switch my account now. So I've just switched over to my paid account because all my credits were used up. That means you'd have to wait a day for new ones, or you could just get a subscription somewhere or find a suitable free provider. I've tried 2 of them here now, both of which were Flux Pro, and here I have Nano Banana Pro. Here we again had the effect that it couldn't quite manage to distinguish between left and right. You should just try this out a couple of times and then you can choose the very best picture. So now we have here the left and the right profile picture, and then let's also add same character. View from front. I believe we pretty much already have that, where we have a 3/4 view. And then we can just quickly add another one and do back view looking over shoulder, which is a shot from behind, looking over the shoulder. And you can just come up with a few more angles and we'll simply save those now. I'll just take the ones from Nano Banana Pro because it actually doesn't differ all that much here compared to over here, where the nose is a little bit different. That should work out perfectly and I'll save them. So that means I'm saving it right here now. So on the left, no wait, that's actually the right side. Don't mix them up. Then left profile and the one under profile. Now I'm getting all mixed up myself. This way around. We just had wide, now left profile. And here we have one. A 3/4 shot and another over the shoulder. I've got these in my download folder now. We naturally want to tidy them up properly because that's the whole point. I can do that again from my dashboard by opening the angles folder, or you can just open it manually, but it's quite convenient this way. All right, so I'm going to my download folder now, pause into the downloads, and I'll just copy this file right in here. So let's do a quick refresh. Here's Theo again. And then you have all the different views right here in the dashboard. You can access them at any time and switch between them by, let me show you quickly. You just say, I want this as a reference image now. I want to use this as a reference image. You click on it. Reveal in Finder, you have it here. You can then simply drag it into Freepik, Higgsfield, Google, or wherever you need the image. Now you might be wondering, what do I actually need these angled images for? There are 2 main applications. First up, character model training. Certain tools, such as Freepik, enable you to train your very own character model. You upload all of your images, this includes your foundational shots along with every conceivable angle, and the software then learns precisely how your character appears from each and every viewpoint. Afterward, you can then generate any desired scenes and your character will remain perfectly consistent throughout. Secondly, angle-specific references. If you need a scene from a specific angle, you use the appropriate reference image. If you want a profile shot, then use your profile picture as a reference, not the frontal foundation image. We'll come back to this in a moment when we generate scenes. Now we'll create your third artifact, the invariant document. This is the one and only artifact that isn't actually a visual image. Instead, it is a carefully written document. Why would anyone feel the need to write it all down?
Well, without a precise written definition, you will inevitably forget. You'll start generating mental images, and after a little while, you won't even recall if your character had freckles or not. Was their nose perfectly straight, or was it perhaps just slightly curved? Were their eyebrows thick, or were they quite a bit thin? The AI definitely won't remember. It treats each generation as a fresh start. Here's a technique that makes that much easier. Most of us can't precisely describe whether a face is oval or heart-shaped, or if eyes are almond-shaped or round. That's okay.
You can have the AI do that for you. For that, I'll go over to ChatGPT, I'll look for my photo, I'll take the foundation image from the foundation folder, and I'll simply drag it into ChatGPT and say, I'll just copy paste this, it'll be a bit faster. Analyze this photo and create a list of visual invariants. Describe precisely the face shape, eye shape, and color, eye spacing, eyebrow shape, nose shape, lip shape, chin shape, forehead height, cheekbones, hair color, hair texture, hair length, skin tone and undertone, and any distinguishing features. That means you also, I entered at the beginning, young man, athletic, fresh, and so on. Now, so that he then comes out exactly the same way as here. We will now describe precisely what kind of person he is. So then my image will be analyzed, and then hopefully I will receive a beautiful description.
Okay.
It's also nicely filed just by clicking on a profile, but that's nothing more than a text file. If I now go back into the foundation folder, so I've simply placed a profile txt file here, which contains this description, and you can write anything you like in it, right? You can put whatever you want in there. You'll simply need it later for your prompts to give them more substance. So I'll just copy all of this now, and I need to save this in my document. Can I just write it in here under appearance? Do I have everything in there already? Oh, and I still need to save it, of course.
Okay, so
Boom. And now I can always access it either directly from the folder or from my dashboard. You'll probably want to refine it a bit, add things that the AI might have overlooked, or adjust descriptions that don't feel quite right to you. But it gives you a really solid foundation to work from, the invariant short form. For your daily use, you will require a concise vision. This should be 2 to 3 lines long, which you'll then place before every single scene prompt. Now, because this current format is simply too extensive for the majority of prompts, and I consistently wish to provide some relevant input, I will reiterate. Please provide me with a brief summary of the invariants. This should be 2 to 3 sentences in length for all the upcoming prompts. So here we have a very brief form, which we can always include with each and every prompt. And by doing so, we can further solidify our overall image. You can now save this in a text file or wherever else you might wish to store it, or you can simply use the dashboard where I've already placed it for you so that it's easy to copy at any given time. I'll save this here, and now I can just always copy it and paste it into my prompts. When I enter the image generator, I can always paste it in and then afterwards write what I'd like to do with this character. Now you have all 3 artifacts. Let me show you what you built them for. That's the payoff. Your 3 artifacts are designed to work together. You now have 2 distinct options for how you can utilize your artifacts. Option A is character model training. For this, you will upload all of your images, including the foundational shot and all various angles, meaning a minimum of 4 images, into an online platform or tool such as Freepik. This tool will train a unique model specifically for your DAT character. This process usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Afterward, you simply select your trained model and then generate scenes.
The character stays automatically consistent. If you have a premium version, you can generate a character within the individual tools. You can't take that one with you. That's why we're doing it here with the folders. But for example, do you go to character here? Look, I've already started, but I'll quickly show you how it works so we don't have to wait too long. I've actually already started. I'm going here to create character. He's asking for 20 photos now. So you could simply generate a few more from different angles until you get to 20. Let's see how far we can get with these 5 pictures that we've got here. That means I'll simply upload all of them from I still have them in the downloads folder. So then I can also, once again, since I'm still searching for my foundation image, I'll navigate back to the foundation folder and simply drag this right over here. Add that in as well, so I have that too. I've got 5 images now. He's not too keen on that, but I'll just go ahead and generate it anyway. And then we'll have to wait a moment So now we have our consistent character, and now we're moving on to the actual images, the ones where something really happens, what we're looking for. Now we'll try a few different examples. Since we've just generated this one, we can actually try it out with this first. So I can select the character here that I have created. He just comes in here, and then I don't really need to give him much more instruction other than what he's supposed to do. I'll say, yeah, sitting at the coffee table, looking out of the window, afternoon light profile view, and then I pick a model. So, as I said, always try out different ones. I quite like this kind of thing. He really makes some great pictures. Let's see how consistent it gets. This would be with character option B, manual reference selection. You don't use training, but instead select the appropriate reference for each scene. A frontal scene, a foundation image, a profile scene, your profile picture from the multi-angle library. This gives you more control, but it does involve a bit more work. However, as I said, we can also pull our images directly from the folder as reference images. So I'll start fresh here again and drag my image in. Here's the foundation image. However, if he's sitting at the dining table, maybe we'll take a side shot. That means I'll go to my Theo now, select the folder with the angles, and say, okay, this one is sitting at a coffee table, perhaps from the left side. Here we have the one from the right, so let's make this one from the right too, then we can compare them really well. Let's also try generating our image without the generated character. And there you see the result, once with a trained character that you can use repeatedly, but must remain within your platform. And then once you've got the image you've uploaded, that you're taking straight out of your folder, and you will then see the young man already looks quite similar, and we can continue working with that. Now, I'll show you exactly how we'll put everything together into a comprehensive system that you can always easily reuse. First, create a folder structure exactly like this. A main folder named Characterist, then inside that, a subfolder with the name of your specific character. Within that character folder, you'll create a foundation folder for your base foundation image and also a variants document. Angles folder for your multi-angle library, a scenes folder for all generated images that have successfully passed the consistency check, and a rejected folder for those images that unfortunately didn't quite make the cut. And so that you can easily find these images again, you'll naturally want to save them in an organized manner. They won't go into the angles folder. Instead, I'll navigate up one level, which I'm doing right here. Within Theo, they would then be placed into the shots folder. Or if you'd like to make use of my tool, you simply open up the screenshots and then you save them initially into your downloads folder or wherever your primary download directory happens to be located. Just make sure to save them there. You want to open up your downloads folder and then at the very same time, as I've explained, the shots folder right here. After that, you'll be able to properly drag and drop them over. And then you've got everything here really nicely organized. Let me show you that once more right here. You have your foundation, your shots, and your angles, so you can always find everything immediately. And this is the portability test. Here is the true strength of this system. If Nano Banana goes offline tomorrow, you can take this folder to any other platform and start anew. Your foundation image works everywhere, your variant document works everywhere, your character is not tied to a single tool, your artifacts are bound to you, not to software. Before we come to a close here, let me address the most common errors that I observe in people. Mistake number 1, blaming the tool, which is incorrect thinking. With Midjourney, it constantly changes the face of my character. Proper thinking. My reference image is simply not clear enough. The tool does what you tell it to. If you give it vague instructions, it fills the gaps, and it fills them differently every single time. Mistake number 2, chasing the best tool is flawed thinking. Which tool has the best consistency? Correct thinking. What does my reference system look like? A good reference system functions in every tool. A poor reference system fails in all of them. Mistake number 3, more images mean greater consistency. Wrong thinking. I generate 100 images and choose the best ones. Correct thinking. I precisely define what the term consistent actually means, and only then do I proceed to generate the output. If you lack clear invariants, you wouldn't even know which of these hundreds of images are truly consistent with one another. Error number 4. Beautiful, similar, and correct. Now, let's look at the incorrect way of thinking. This particular result is simply a beautiful image. This is about proper thinking. Does this particular image align with my established foundation? Aesthetic beauty is certainly not the primary criterion. Consistency, however, is absolutely the key criterion. A visually stunning image that fails to resemble your character must be placed directly into the rejected folder. Now you possess the entirety of the complete system. A foundational image that firmly establishes and anchors the identity of your character.
a multi-angle library showcasing him from every possible perspective, documented visual invariants which clearly define what must never ever change, and a portable folder structure designed to function seamlessly in any tool. This in essence is what defines visual identity.
Now I'll quickly show you my character dashboard again, how much it helps me here. So we have here, I've already created a few consistent characters, as you can see. Then you can click on them. Here you have your foundation image. Here you have your text that you can always copy, your angle library. And there you also see your shots. And then we also have projects here. I have another folder where I store all my projects. Then I can simply say, I want to shoot a coffee video. I get a new project. I'll call it coffee video. Theo is supposed to join in, and my Cassiopeia as well. And then I create this project. And what happens then on my folder system, I'll just open the craft, the coffee video folder. It creates a folder named coffee video, also here with shots, with videos, where you can neatly organize and store everything. The folder structure then looks like this. So dashboards is my entire tool here. Inside I have the characters, the locations, the projects, and we've just set up the coffee video right here. And there you'll find everything neatly organized, and you can always easily move it around, and you can also see it here, right? So if I click on it again here, yes, that's all for that.
In the upcoming video, we're going to establish voice identity using precisely the same principle. Because consistency isn't solely about how someone appears visually, it's also very much about how they sound. The underlying system remains identical, only the specific level changes. If you found this helpful, I would genuinely love to see your 3 artifacts in the comments section. Please show me your foundation image, your angles, and your invariant document. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.